Psychotherapists are now seeing the effects of Trump derangement syndrome in their patients. Wow. I don't know about now seeing the effects. I've been seeing the effects for years now. Even when Biden was in office, I had to deal with patients or clients that showed this syndrome. It's sad. It's very, very sad because that's all they worried about. I mean, so anxious, so stressed, so depressed because of one man. Again, I had to see a lot of clients like this, and I try to leave politics out of, I do leave politics out of my sessions unless the client discuss it. And I, of course, never divulge my political beliefs because it's about the client, and I do everything I can to help these patients, to help these clients through these issues. But it's sad seeing people so distraught because of the president of the United States. While when Biden was running things, they were even worse off than under Trump. A lot of my clients would admit this, that they were worse off economically under Joe Biden than Trump, but they still had such a disdain for Trump, they couldn't see past the economics of it. So we're going to play the clip and we'll hear what they have to say about it on Fox News. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button. Share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. There you'll find a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right to the clip here. Here we go.
So first of all, identify it for us. You're in a session and you pick up on what?
Well, Harris, it doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper-fixated on Trump. And they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel trauma.
Again, he says disorder in quotation marks because it's not really recognized under the DSM-5. That's the diagnosis manual we use to get paid back from insurances. We use the diagnosis codes in there for disorders, and Trump derangement syndrome technically is not it's not in there. So that's why you see him with the quotes.
It doesn't take long for me to pick up on this. People are obsessed with Trump. They're fixated. They're hyper fixated on Trump. And they talk about some of the features of this disorder. They can't sleep. They feel traumatized by Mr. Trump. They feel restless. I had one patient who said she couldn't enjoy a vacation because anytime she saw Trump in the news or on her device, she felt triggered. So this is a...
Yeah, I've heard that too. And I would tell them, well, stop watching the news. Stop reading the news if it's such a trigger.
Profound pathology, and I would even go so far as to call it the defining pathology of our time.
Wow.
These people come to you for the things that you described. Can't sleep, traumatized, perhaps depression. I don't want to put words in your mouth. But at first, you are there to treat an illness, a disorder of some kind. And what you figure out is the trigger.
Well, and Trump is the trigger for many of these people.
Yes.
And to be that fixated on a figure, on a person, it's simply not healthy. And
it's definitely not healthy. And I see it a lot in these leftist states. Like I'm licensed in multiple states. Not only my home state of Texas. I see clients all over the country. I'm licensed in a whole bunch of different states. And I found that the more blue the state, the more deranged they are when it comes to Trump. I mean, it is crazy.
A disorder of some kind. And what you figure out is the trigger.
Well, and Trump is the trigger for many of these people. And to be that fixated on a figure, on a person, it's simply not healthy. And our country has strayed so far away from where we once were. If you look at in the 80s when President Reagan was shot, people were united. He famously said, I hope you're all Republicans, to the surgeons. And the response was, today, Mr. President, we're all Republicans, but our country has lost that. We've strayed so far from that unity.
And what do you see? Because you told me off camera 3/4 of your patient load right now
Wow.
has what you're calling this TDS.
Well,
Wow. 3/4. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. That's 75% of your clients. Maybe mine isn't so high because I'm primarily based in Texas, which is a red state. So mine, maybe that's why mine is not that high, 3/4. But I would say I would say anywhere between 30, 45% of my clients have this issue. But wow, to have 3/4 of your clients be like this, that is wild. He must be based somewhere like in California or somewhere, or Seattle or somewhere like that. That is wild.
3/4 of my patients will present with a lot of these symptoms, and within probably 5 minutes of seeing me, their hatred for Trump comes up. So if you're that hyper-focused on Trump, that's a real issue, and it's worth being treated.
Yeah, absolutely. Get help, get help, get help. You should not be hyper fixated on some man that you're never ever going to meet probably in life. Yes, he has a lot to do with the economy and stuff like that. But again, compare it to what was happening under Joe Biden. Were you better under Trump or better under Biden? And tell me why do you have this derangement? Get some help. Get medicated if that's what you need as well. Talk to someone. You can be healed from this. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe. And check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, appreciate y'all support. Peace.